The PWC Network. What the world is watching and listening to.
سبحان فالق الإصباح. الله أكبر.
Ding dong. Hello?
Yes, that's right, infidels. You found us here, channelattitude.com, Hameen Media Group, where you get the most real talk, the best reviews of all your favorite wrestling shows from AEW and WWE, Impact, and more, because we're going to break it all down with the best staff in professional wrestling at HMG. So you don't need to go anywhere else, because there's no 5 stars here. There's only $5 face slaps, infidel.
Allahu Akbar.
So sign up today, channelattitude.com, Hameen Media Group, and join the Hameen Army for the most real talk in professional wrestling. YOLO!
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Born to be the greatest of all time. This is where I draw the line. Can't stop my shine. They know it's my time. Let the world know I've arrived. I'm on the rise. Unstoppable. Watch me do the impossible. Watch me do what I got to do. I'm too hot for you. I'm not about to lose. I'm the greatest. Big smile for the haters. Whole world know that I made it. Call me the greatest of all time. This is where I draw the line. Can't stop my shine. They know it's my time. Let the world know.
Oh, goodness! Knee to the jaw of Tozawa. And now Otis then over the top rope. DIY looking like a well-oiled machine. Tozawa does not want to be there for meat in the middle. Covered by Gargano. DIY advances. That has already been beaten from pillar to post in this one. And if you thought that was bad, it's squashing time, Cole. Look out for the Annihilator. Behind, that's J.D. McDonough and Dirty Dom. The trap was laid by Rhea, and Dominic and J.D. McDonough assaulting Orton. There's always a plan. There's always a methodology. And Randy Orton, though, fighting out of this. McDonough driven into the post. He wears that neck brace after the RKO inside War Games Saturday. And again from behind. RKO out of nowhere!
Dom, don't you leave this damn arena, because as soon as I leave this ring, I'm going to find Adam Pearce. And I'm going to make damn sure that I get you in this ring one-on-one tonight!
Hey, Rhea! The landscape may have changed, but the Viper is still the Viper. Daddy's home. Incredible conditioning. Vinci now up on the shoulders of Julius. Here's Brutus Creed. Top rope. Could this be the moment? Brutus fall again. And now into the cover, and a hook to the leg, and the Creed brothers win! Oh goodness, with Ivar on his shoulders. Oh, a Death Valley driver into the barricade. There were steel chairs there. You heard the bell ring for a double count out. Ivar driven into the barricade.
The barricade just shifted a full foot.
Ivar not done yet. He's got a steel chair in hand. And this battle continues. Watson Reed now launching one of the security guards into Ivar.
Well, Adam Pearce out there, they're not listening to him either.
Ivar! The top of that tech case!
I believe it is Piper Niven who is legal here.
Piper Niven with a cannonball off the apron!
Completely wrecking both teammates in one fell swoop.
Sending Tegan back into the ring. This might just be academic. Running, flying cross body. Cover. Piper and Chelsea retain.
I'm guarding Dom Mysterio.
And Dominic as well.
That's with a judgment day. You're a dead man walking.
Randy Orton now with Dominic. Sit down, Oh, KO!
And that's why, granted the authority here by Adam Pearce, I will be the very first to declare myself for the 2024 Royal Rumble.
ここで戦いに勝利した勇敢なヒーロー、そして言うんだろ、物語を続けるって。でも俺にはお前が必要なんだよ。俺を解放し目覚めさせ進化させるためにな。来る日も来る日も俺は耐えた、忍耐強くな。でももう終わりだ。混沌をくれてやれ。
Missed from Shinsuke to Cody.
All right, Drew, I'm just going to come out and say it next week. I'm defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Jey Uso.
Drew McIntyre's lost it. Drew McIntyre has gone off the deep end. Moments ago, he said he was going to put Jey Uso on the back burner. Well, apparently that is no longer the case.
Is this personal? Is this personal against me, huh? Jey Uso! Jey Uso! You know I beat him 2 weeks ago! You know I'm ahead of him in the line! You know... Oh.
And Jey Uso, of course, not one to back down, making his way out here to the ring.
Don't think I'd be getting into the ring with McIntyre in this kind of mood.
Well, McIntyre's about to explode, and Jey Uso taking the fight to Drew. And a big big super kick. And now Jay helping Seth to his feet. Both of them will knock McIntyre out of the ring.
Once upon a time, an American dream taught me that as long as you speak from the heart, you cannot go wrong because it is the truth. And this is the truth. I'm home. Some people are afraid that tomorrow morning when they wake up, they're going to have to come to terms with the fact that their best efforts at being the best in the world, in this ring, on this microphone, even at commentary, isn't just false, but it's a lie. Because the best in the world is back, and the best in the world is standing in the middle of the ring, live and in living color in Nashville, Tennessee, on a Monday night, and his name is...
The line, can't stop my shine. They know it's my time. Let the world know I've arrived. I'm on the rise, unstoppable. Watch me do the impossible. Watch me do what I got to do. I'm too hot for you. I'm not about to lose. I'm the greatest. Big smile for the haters. Whole world know that I made it. Call me the greatest of all time. This is where I draw the line. Can't stop my shine. They know it's my time. Let the world know I've arrived. I'm on the rise, unstoppable. Watch me do the impossible. Watch me do what I got to do. I'm too hot for you. I'm not about to lose. I'm the greatest. Big smile for the haters. Whole world know that I made it. Call me the... Born to be the greatest of all time. This is where I draw the line. Can't stop my shine. They know it's my time. Let the world know I've arrived. I'm on the rise, unstoppable. Watch me do the impossible. Watch me do what I got to do. I'm too hot for you. I'm not about to lose. I'm the greatest.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 11/27/23 edition of Raw Review on the PWC Network. I am Mojo Mike, and with me I got
Chris Winland, and much to Jimmy T's surprise, I actually do put butter on my sandwiches. In Wisconsin, we put that shit on everything, man.
Ew. Why would you do that?
Dude, you go to the grocery store or whatever and get one of them Big Boss sub sandwiches. The second ingredient besides bread is going to be butter on the list. Every single sandwich is going to have butter on one side, mayonnaise on the other.
Ooh.
Yep. Guaranteed.
Right, goodbye, Chris.
Yep. See ya. Over. No, seriously, man. Wisconsin, we put butter on everything, buddy.
That answers the question. All right. Well, you know what? I guess it's just like the people in the UK with Marmite or Vegemite.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even.
I've had Marmite and Vegemite. I prefer Vegemite. However, either of them are acquired taste. So basically, I won't eat them unless I have a dire reason to.
I guess since we're on a snack attack, we're sponsored by Ruffles Beverages.
That's because R-Truth made the biggest debut, in my view, out of the whole Survivor Series and WWE return of this year, was the truth. But we'll talk about that later with his pop. Now,
I think he wins many awards for his debut, man. I was really shocked to see this guy, man. Ron Killings is gonna fucking knock it out of the park, because Ruffles Beverages.
Well, I can.
That's our sponsorship. Hey, sponsor the PWC HMG.
Me, I prefer Utz brand potato chip. Raised from the Northeast, you had to have Utz or what was that other brand? Kurz chips.
See,
and those were the go-to.
Our go-to is Old Dutch. We get Old Dutch. Comes in the big box, like a cereal box.
Yeah.
You get the 2 big bags. You pop out the 2 big bags. You pop them open. You can smell that shit. As soon as you pop it open, you know you're ready for a party.
I mean, we used to get Old Dutch in a lot of the supermarkets in New York, and for some reason, very few got them. And they weren't in the candy stores anymore, or newsstands, so you had to go to a big supermarket.
Yeah, it's got to be like a regional
New York,
thing now, maybe.
Yeah, where I lived in New York, around the time 80s and 90s, Walmarts weren't really prominent yet.
No,
you had a lot of them. Other parts of the country, we didn't have any in New York or Jersey at the time. So we hit up regular supermarkets, Key Food, Pathmark, Aiello's, and Ray should remember Aiello's since he lives in Dyker Heights. It was right off of Bath Avenue. At least I'm hoping he does, because I found out he used to live in almost the same area as me growing up. We were a couple of bus stops away. Yeah.
Cool.
So we could get those other brands of chips, but of course you had your major brands. So now, speaking of food, how was your Thanksgiving, dude?
Oh, it was phenomenal. Good people, good family, good times, man. Absolutely good times. We all spent the time moving out my second to last son, so I'm going to be making an office soon. Maybe we can do this more often, buddy.
Hey, don't press your luck. Let's get through this at least too, you know? But hey, I'm proud of you. Congratulations. Let me just guess. It took 18 years for you to get your own space, huh?
19, and we're not quite there yet. We got a 15-year-old still roaming around the house somewhere. I'm sure he's taking his mid-time nap now. He had school and all that. You know, it's really rough being in school and then eating supper.
It's really fucking rough. Yeah,
it's terrible.
It's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, so he's out like a light. The wife just got home from work. She's having herself some soup. We're good to go. I'm ready to rock. You want to cover some raw or what, buddy?
Oh, yeah, we'll cover some raw.
Excellent. That's what we're here for, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. There was something happened. Yeah, something happened yesterday.
Let's just talk playing checkers.
Right? I could just sit here and talk ruffles all night long.
I'd rather get to Raw then. All right.
Yeah, that's my last plug for them.
All right.
I tried.
I honestly, I couldn't even really get into Raw anymore.
No.
So regardless of a review or not, I just lost my taste for Raw. I'll hear bits and pieces on everything episodic speaking from other people talking about it or articles or the highlight shows on YouTube. So I very rarely will watch a full Raw.
Yeah, I'm usually falling asleep through it more times than not. My wife is nudging me, it's time for bed, let's go, and it'd still be a match going on. I'm like, fuck it, at least I'm recording it.
Right. And regardless of Punk being there or not, I still fell asleep. And I had to be woken up. So
I don't think you're the only buddy. You know, shit.
At the ripe old age of 49, I'm still falling asleep before 11 p.m. But
it's going to take a hell of a lot more than. Yeah, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than Natalia doing a match to lead me into wanting to stay up for that shit. I mean,
well, anybody who's 49 years old or not, you watch Raw for 3 hours and you see if you fall asleep or not.
Yep. That's a testament of time. It is a chore, I must say. Hopefully you have a little bit more fun reviewing it. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. Well, Raw, I guess, kicks off with, not what with everybody, I guess, expected. Everybody, I saw all sides of social media. See who posts what. Mostly a lot, I guess, Facebook. No, Twitter, I guess. I don't know, one of them. A lot of people, regardless who they are, expected Punk just to come right up and grab the mic for a pipe bomb. And I'm saying to myself, I don't want to fucking see that first fucking thing. Myself, business-wise, I want to wait until near the end of the show so that it has more meaning and it attracts more people. But see, that happened later on. What did we wind up getting? We got Randy Orton. All right, fine. So Orton comes down to the ring. I guess he goes, he says his piece. I guess why he came back. What his intentions are. And then, of course, he had to say a good thing about CM Punk.
And Cody Rhodes, he gave him his comeuppance, you know, he was like,
right. Yeah.
You know, usual stick. Actually, honestly, to this part is when I took my dogs outside to take a walk, you know, go take a dump or whatever the hell they had to do. I was like, I knew it was going to lead into his next segment. And, presumably it was. Go ahead.
Well, I don't blame you because as soon as he was getting to talk about more, Rhea Ripley comes out. So that should have been the part.
Yep.
You went and you walked your dogs too. But instead of Orton saying, hey, you took the spotlight of my return, or hey, you punked me, quote unquote, pun intended. You know, you killed my coming back, dude. No, he praised Punk. Rhea had to be the one to say Punk stole his spot.
Yep.
With that conversation, I felt Orton should have done a little bit more during that segment instead of, well, I get it. Rhea had to belittle him to set him up for the Judgment Day coming to attack him. And then what happens? Judgment Day attacks. Now, if you've seen it, who attacked Randy Orton?
Dirty Dom and JD Minecraft. He's got like, I don't know if you've ever played Minecraft or seen the kids playing Minecraft. They got the big blockheads. That's what he reminds me of. One of them avatars.
Oh, yeah. He's got a huge fucking head.
Fuck yeah, dude. He's got the tiny little body and it just doesn't look proportionally right. And I want to see him and Adam Cole perform a tag team called the Rock'em Sock'em Robots because that's what they look like. They're just like blockheads.
They do. And Dom is no better. My girlfriend, when she first saw Rey Mysterio, I was in the hospital. She was my nurse at the time. Looks at the TV screen. She sees Dom. That's when his hair was first starting to grow long, right?
Yeah. Oh, God. It was god awful then. It's god awful now.
She looks at him and says, who is that ugly, thin lesbian? Now, when I heard that, I swear to God, I fucking pissed myself. And I had to tell her, yo, you got to get me a towel. Yeah, well, I did because I was on a whole lot of fluids and everything at that time. And I was holding it in because I didn't want to get up because I was watching Raw. I was in the chair and I was loaded with fucking morphine, bro. I felt great. But I just went and peed myself, I guess like a fucking yard animal when she said that. But it's true. That's almost what he looks like now. He's tall and lanky. Like you said, McDummy is just nothing but a big blockhead.
That's it.
And who are they trying to attack, Chris?
Dude, Randy Orton is he's in the prime of his life, and he's like, I think he's maybe a year or two older than me. I'm 45. I'm not really certain on that one, but like, damn, dude is jacked to the gill.
Yeah.
And he said in an interview, he's ready for the next 10 years. I believe him, man. You're looking at Sting. You're looking at his competition in Edge. Look at those guys. There's no competition there. Are you kidding me? This guy's ready to go.
Maybe
go ahead with your piece. I got something to say about Randy. When we get over with this segment, I got something to say about Randy Orton before we finish and move on from him. Go ahead and say your piece, sir.
All right, because Orton looks fantastic.
Absolutely.
He can go for as long as he wrestles smart. He's realized now the past few years, regardless of the injury, right, that he came back from. You compare him to these other two, And that just shows you abso-fucking-lutely how much wrestling has changed the past 5 years.
Yep.
Orton is basically not just the last bastion of what was left from a certain OVW class that dominated ruthless aggression. And yeah, that was quite some time ago.
Right.
But it was also when wrestling schools took men in. Well, they took women too, but they took men in who looked like men, acted like men, because those people knew how to convey whatever they had to across a television screen. You don't have that anymore. Now you have every single wrestling school, not every single, a good majority of them, and there's a lot of them in my region, I'll just leave it at that, that they'll team up with some guy who's a fan, use them to put their name on a building and rent it out. They'll train people, anybody they'll train, and they'll take the money. Do these people belong in wrestling? Probably not. They probably don't belong in wrestling, but they'll be an indie wrestler for 30 years, and these guys, well, they'll be happy about that.
Yep.
Meanwhile, there's people that are near professional athlete level that want to wrestle but don't have the means to do it with a school or anything else. There's no scholarships for shit like this. So, of course, their trainers are going to take the money from almost anybody. But see, that's what I'm trying to before that's a subject that kind of gets me, but at least Orton's back for the time being, however long it is. Who he's going to go and face against, I honestly don't fucking care.
I don't care either.
As long as people can tell the difference that is what a pro wrestler looks like.
Oh, this is my favorite goal. Oh, it's my favorite goal. Oh, this is my All right. So Randy took his ball when he was giving it into the wrestling business. He dropped it right away. He learned from that. He picked it back up, and he fucking started running with it. And when he got knocked down, every time he got injured, he came back even better and stronger than ever before. And this time is like, this is what I was waiting for from him for a little bit. You would get sick of seeing him sometimes for like the 9-month run as a champion. It's like, he's just the same old guy. He's cocky, he's arrogant, blah, blah, blah. But this is showing that he's able to progress, move on from the whole Riddle bit to where he's at now, because that's where he was coming off of. He was still with Riddle where he left. And look at him now. Yeah. What I want to see him do is have that third runner with Brock Lesnar. And I really think that he could be the guy to retire the Beast Incarnate. I really, really do. Hear me out. Hear me out. They came up in the business together. They grew in the business together. They became the business together champions, and otherwise they traded that and such. And now it would be a full story coming circle because Brock's ready to go away. You know what I mean? But Randy's just ready to go on another 10 years. I don't see another 10 years out of Brock Lesnar. I do see Randy Orton being that guy. You know why? Cowboy Bob Orton has been doing it for generations and generations and generations. With or without an injury in the cast, became part of his character, became part of his generations. And he did it right up until the end. You know what I mean? He could still probably come out there, hit somebody with a cast, and walk away. You know, God be it until he passes away.
Well, right. That he can do.
But absolutely. I mean, I think that Randy Orton has a moment in his life that he's going to surpass his father in legacy. And he really is my prime pick to beat Ric Flair for his championship run.
He's already passed his father 7 times over. I'm sorry to say. His father really didn't do anything in WWE. He was just a famous legend. He did everything else outside of the NWA. Was his career that great? No. He was just a very well-known wrestler during the golden age and then into the WWE. Yep. His son has 5 times more of the accolades. But as far as Lesnar, what you're saying would be a good pitch for a story. Will WWE let it happen? Probably not.
Nah, I don't. I really, I don't know, because you got that moment where Lesnar did the elbow thing to Randy, and it was a kind of shoot, wasn't a shoot, and that would have been their like first time meeting. And then they had the other match where, I don't know. I don't know. Just storyline wise, I could see it paying off. That's just my dream. I don't know if it's anybody else's, but I also see Randy Orton being the guy to beat Ric Flair. And I think that was picked from the moment that Randy Orton was chosen for Evolution. If it wasn't Triple H, it's going to be Randy Orton. And it just makes sense. Not John Cena. Everybody thinks it's Cena. That's why I pick Orton. Because that's the way that WWE does shit. You know what I mean? And he's proven it without a shadow of a doubt that he's in the business to win it. From his, downfall, he had to learn his lesson, be humbled. He came back and grew as a man, as a wrestler, as an athlete. And he's showing it time and time again. Like I said, put him up against Edge any day of the week, hands and above, he's got it.
All right. Now to move on, that's what you said is a good story. Well, I guess after that, what did we get? Judgment Day attacks him. Orton, I guess, fends them off. What do we wind up getting next? Mysterio coming to the ring. Who did he take on?
Oh, no, he challenged. It was a challenge, and then Randy accepted, and it was a match. No, Randy made the challenge. He made the match.
No, right. I'm talking about the next segment. I can't even understand my speech to text because I got
no. We had a. I'm gonna.
There we go.
Up.
We got a segment in the back.
Yep.
And I guess it's the women or the men together, but Dupree mentions that there's a country artist there or something like that, multi-award winning and whatnot. And it's Jelly
some
Roll.
guy. I don't know who this guy is. I couldn't name
Jelly
a single
Roll
song.
is a country rapper type person, like what's that guy's name? Colt Ford, something like that. Right. Except he resembles. Unfortunately, I know who that is because I actually like two of Colt Ford's songs, but
I just couldn't name either one of those guys.
He reminds you. If you watched it, Jelly Roll resembles a big country hick version of Kevin Owens, uncapped.
Yeah. I got the idea that he was some famous guy, obviously, but like I was like, oh, great, so he's probably going to do the song for the next PLE or whatever. It's like awesome, cool.
He could wind up be doing that, but then we find out later on in Raw he's involved.
Yeah, so great. That was fantastic.
It winds up being R-Truth comes in because he hears Jelly Roll.
R-Truth steals the show on that one.
He did, and then maybe he got, I'm thinking, Jelly Roll confused with Tootsie Roll. Because again, we had to see, maybe, I don't know, but I never heard of a Jelly Roll dance. And unfortunately, Zawa, we had to see do what he did again.
No, that's getting really old.
Yes, it is. And I don't want to see Tozawa do that for shits and grins, man. What is every time Tozawa going to go and do this? And nobody will complain. But people will complain when people like New Day or Prince Nana do their dance for certain political reasons.
Yep.
It's almost the same shit with Tozawa. It's not funny. It's actually dumb that they got to do something like that on television. But
well, I mean, I do get it because they do got to market to the kids somehow. So I do give it that pass on that one. At least it was a backstage segment, and at least R-Truth was in it, and he stole the show. Every single segment he's in, he's the superstar. I love Ron Killings. I absolutely love this man.
So do I. And we'll leave off on this part with you get a lot of people, whether they're marks, anybody else, whatever you want to call them, that will be pissed off because they're trying to social justice R-Truth. Oh, the guy deserves better. He don't get title shots. He's comedy relief. Well, guess what?
He's getting paid.
Right. The guy is almost 50 years old. He has a home or homes. He's a rap artist. He's got a lot of money in the fucking bank and probably has side ventures. The guy doesn't need a title belt. He's a utility player within the WWE. And anybody who's going to cry for him that needs a title needs to really reevaluate themselves.
Are any single one of these people selling merchandise on WWEshop.com? I doubt it. So I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I don't care what they say on the internet.
Speaking of, I peeped shop yesterday because they still have a Black Friday sale going into Cyber Monday. Dude, there was a lot of merch. If you look at the stars, they fucking pulled away. They pulled a lot of people away. And they're also clearing out Bray Wyatt's merch extremely cheap.
Interesting. The
only thing that is not cheap is his mask. That's still $50.
Yeah, I got
is $50.
The Howdy one. Oh, okay. I got one of his Fiend ones. Damn. Nice.
All right. So if you remember, what match was next? And we were discussing that earlier. What big tag team match is next?
Yeah, that's a tag team turmoil one, isn't it? It's a whole bunch of turmoil.
Well, there was turmoil because it turned my fucking stomach. That's what was the turmoil.
The only thing that I gotta say about this is joy to the world, for Veer has come. Unfortunately, they did not come and win. Man, that was so disappointing. This was an absolute shit show, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know what they're doing within this year or why they're even on the roster anymore. If they're just going to treat them like jabronis and instead of like the just destructors that they can be, want nothing to do with it.
Wait, who's that?
They're in this year. Veer and Sangha.
We'll get we'll get to that. I guess they had who they have starting off.
All right.
Was it Alpha Academy and
Alpha Academy and DIY? Yeah, that's right.
Right now.
Yeah, that's right.
See what it is out of the 4 or 5 matches, they almost all start the same, regardless who wins and who leads off when the next ones come in. It's all the same. It's either going to be a lockup or some kind of move with fisticuffs thrown. A few things happen, then they cut to a commercial or they go outside the ring. There's nothing really impressive between Alpha and DIY.
Like, for me, the whole floor with all of these teams, as one got eliminated and the next came in, like you said, it was all the same pace over and over and over again until even the end of the match. And by then I was totally disinterested because we'll talk about that with the Diamond Mine part of it and them even being on the main roster. It's like I questioned their abilities and they showed it even through their win that I don't think that they deserve to be on the main roster with half of these teams. And these teams that they were in the ring with, each one of them were leading the match. But yet, Diamond Mine came ahead. And that's all I remember. That's all I got from my notes.
Only thing I enjoyed mid-match is when Alpha Academy did the worm and hit both DIY.
Yep.
After that, I guess it wasn't too far along to where I guess I thought, because I had looked away for a minute, I honestly thought that Alpha Academy won. I was wrong. I went, whoa. DIY beats Alpha, which kind of stumps me, but yet stupefies me, because if they're trying to push Gable, a few weeks ago he fought Gunther and was made to look like a credible opponent. Now, because he's with Otis, he has to fucking lose to DIY.
Yep. Right?
Dude, that's
No, it wasn't Gable though. It was Tozawa. Remember, it was Tozawa and Otis, and that's why they lost.
Sorry,
Tozawa ate the pin. And that was fucked up too because they pulled the Freebird rule, and then all of a sudden, like, okay, and then that's why you lose. So what's this guy in the group for? What are you pushing? What are you getting at? It made no sense. Absolutely no sense. The whole flow of this thing made absolutely no sense. And I think that they could have done something better to get a tag team title match out of it all.
This made Otis look tremendously stupid.
Well, yeah.
Just to look good near Maxine Dupree. That's it, because they want to, I guess, rekindle a moment that he used to have with Mandy Rose. But those aren't going to come back. Not at least right now. So then DIY wins, and that's when I guess Jinder and Veer and what is it? His name? Sheesh?
Sangha.
Okay.
Sangha? Yep.
Now I guess I think they were originally a tag team in WWE. Or the other
NXT. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Indus Shear. Yep. That's what they call themselves, that Indus Shear. I do like these guys. I mean, $1 million Arm was a good movie. It's based on Veer's life, when he was a Pittsburgh Pirate and all that. And it's like, okay, cool.
Let's just say he needs to go back to fucking baseball.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because they're fizzled out for me, and I don't even know why they were in this match. What did they do to deserve this? There's no other teams, I guess. And that's another point. Like, the women's tag team roster is stacked compared to this. If you saw the last week's Raw, which I'm glad we got to dodge.
Yeah, I did. All I know is I'm getting sick and tired, and this happened in the middle of that tag match with the Indian guys against DIY.
Yep.
Jinder's on the outside. He's not really doing much of anything.
No, not at all.
Either of the other two are not impressive. So what does Cole do? Because Veer is trying to look strong against, I guess, Ciampa. He says, Veer, 6'4", 265. I'm saying to myself, what are you, out of your fucking mind? Before Veer debuted, when they were saying Veer is coming, you know where Veer was? He was on fucking Main Event battling Apollo Crews, going toe-to-toe to him and losing. Yep. When he was standing right next to Veer, there was maybe an inch or two difference. They were almost the same size width-wise. And Apollo Crews is only 5'9", maybe 5'10" at the tallest.
You know, the more that Veer comes, the bigger he gets.
6'4".
Huh? The more Veer comes, the bigger he gets.
I'm just sick and fucking tired of it. You could clearly tell the other guy was obviously a lot bigger. Maybe that's why they had him go up against DIY, so that at least it looked like a bigger team is more impressive. But Jim is tall, all fucking three of them, and he's only 6'6".
Right.
If Veer is 6'4", he wouldn't look that much shorter near Jinder Mahal.
Right. Yeah, it's just it's like a Russian nesting dolls.
Right. and there's some other things too, which my side gig. I'm not going to say it over here.
Sure.
I happen
you put parties in folks.
I happen to have a good idea of wrestlers' dimensions. I'm sure it gives it away in the white. But yeah, I'm just tired of that whole fucking stupidity. So I guess it was a good thing. Wait, did I think they they lost to DIY. Somehow it was some kind of blunder happened, and I guess DIY hit their double super kick, in which again they all slapped their fucking legs. Okay, when the man was there, at least he made it a point to tell people, stop slapping your fucking legs. Now you see it 500 fucking times a day. But I guess now
playing spoons, man. They were in Tennessee. Didn't you get it? They were playing spoons.
I'd rather hear spoons
Yeah,
than
right.
see every fucking wrestler do a super kick. I could actually play spoons.
Nice.
I won't do it now. One day I'll do it.
You will
But I
have
guess,
to. Please. I'm going to call you out on that, buddy.
By all means, I'll do it.
For real. All right.
I'm not going to say if it's going to be that great, but I'll do it.
No, I don't expect anything. I just want to hear you play.
So we got Alpha Academy coming out now against DIY in a match I guess nobody wanted to ever see, whether it was a fucking gauntlet.
No.
But somehow they wind up going in the ring against one another, and it's the same like the others. There's a trade-off somewhere. Moves are being done. I guess this was a little unique because then I guess they took it to the outside of the ring this time. And I got to admit, I really need to talk slow and enunciate what I say a little more clearer with my NY accent, because I'm telling you now, I am not going to repeat what this shit fucking says. It's really bad and butchered. Yeah. So
yep.
All right. So I guess something is done, and there's a clothesline spot. And it was from Julius Reed. I guess he was coming out the ring, going inside. I had to look for a specific moment where I could actually read what I said. Imagine if that was pen and fucking paper. Forget it. I write worse than a doctor on meth. So again, during the middle of this match, I guess, because there was a double team maneuver somehow. And I guess it was the spot where Julius had just recovered for something that looked like a botch. He was trying to come around the other side to Brutus. So he had to go around Brutus to bounce off the ropes, and then came to Brutus very awkward, while I guess he had somebody on his back or something he was going to do for some kind of slam or move. And he went to hit him, but then Brutus dropped him kind of awkwardly, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and then what does Cole say? Oh, Julius is looking really impressive. He looks like he gained 15 pounds. No. It looks like he lost. If you look at him at NXT compared to now, it looks like he lost 15 to 20 pounds and put on a little muscle.
Yeah, like he's in the cardio more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could see it right in Julius's build that he looks a lot thinner. Brutus, on the other hand, if you ask me, he needs to get on or do something. Because since NXT, it looks like he's losing his bulk, but also his baby fat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Julius was a lot heavier in NXT.
Yep.
I'm just a stickler for, Go ahead.
Julius kind of reminded me in NXT of a young Randy Orton, be it per se. The same kind of build, same kind of body structure, almost the same athleticism, even, the amateur background and whatnot. I think maybe even Julius has more amateur background. So he's got nothing but potential. Yeah. And like you said with Brutus, and together, I don't think they're main roster ready. And I think this match proved it to me in my eyes. I'm watching the whole thing. I'm totally expecting them to lose. And yet they kept going over. And I'm like writing in my notes, I'm like, this deal or win. DIY steal, or at first DIY stole the win with Gargano on the roll-ups. That's the only way he pinned people, was rolling them up. You know what I mean?
Now, see, yes, and you're right. And to everybody else, it would not look like they're ready for the main roster. Why? It's not their fault. That's WWE's fault for bringing them in how they did. No interview, no vignette, really. No hoopla, no nothing.
And no showcase matches. That's what we're missing nowadays, is the showcase matches to show us what you can do before you mix it up with those that know what they're doing.
Right.
Simple.
And before that, what do you need? You need vignettes. You need interview. You need something across the world, but they didn't have it. So I guess you can call this, with them beating DIY, hey, welcome to the WWE. And I'm kind of happy this happened because this was a much needed win for about a month worth of bullshit.
Right. But at the same time, I don't see them winning the titles after this. Like, really, that's all it's going to take to win the titles?
Right. This is just to show people who the Creed brothers is. That's it.
As you were saying, the vignettes would have done that perfectly. They could have shown us training videos. Like, boom, 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 boom. They show us them working out and doing, like, maneuvers against each other. And then, like, they pop into the camera like, we'll see you next week. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like they used to do back in the day and get you hyped up to want to see more. What can these guys do in the ring? You know, what can they really? I know this was supposed to showcase them, but I think the flow of the match took away from their actual abilities. Like you said, it was spot, 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 move, move, move. Next team, spot, 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 move, 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 roll up. Next team, spot, spot, spot. And this happened.
Hold that thought because hold that thought, and you're right. You could say it again if you want because
no, I don't need to say that.
No, I'm just saying you'll see why. Who did they wind up taking? I guess up in the last match.
I got even. Oh yeah, the New Day.
And that's exactly what happened before the Creed brothers beat them. You honestly it took about 15 to 20 minutes to get to an actual tag team wrestling match.
Yeah.
And that's what you had with this at the end because you had a decent amount of devoted time. You could tell throughout the whole card they were going to stretch some segments. Oh, not the ladies one that they made short. And there's reasons why you could see it. But Creed brothers wind up beating New Day. Where New Day's going from here, I don't know. I hope it's another day somewhere else.
Creed they don't need to go anywhere, though. They're going to be the New Day until the end of time. That was their shtick. They wanted to do it. I'm glad for them. At least they're still together, unlike most teams. I'll give them that. That's how it used to be done back in the day, you know. There was tag teams that stayed together.
I guess they won with the Brutus bomb off the top rope.
Yeah, that god-awful move. Man, that guy's only going to be doing that for the next 5 years before he's fucking going to throw a fucking hip. His hip's going to go out, and that's going to be the end of that chapter for that guy. Or is he going to break his tailbone a few times and be like, all right, I'm done. 5 years, I give him to do that move for a finish. Not even. Maybe. That's at best.
There's not a lot of cushion on that ring, so he'll probably wind up having hip issues first.
Yep. Oh, especially maybe doing it on the outside of the ring like he does. Yep.
Maybe getting a huge bit of bursitis in the hip, may herniated disc. Things like that are no fun. I know. I wake up with it every fucking day.
Yeah, as an amateur wrestler, I don't think they taught him that move.
No.
They should play up on those strengths, though. I think they really need somebody to guide them into the future. I wish that Kurt Angle was in better shape, but at the same time, Bobby Heenan had to be a manager because he wasn't able to work anymore. Gorilla Monsoon and everybody else had to transition to their jobs because they couldn't work anymore. You know, Jesse Ventura and everybody else. So they need somebody to guide them to the future other than Ivy Nile, for God's sake. You know what I mean? Well, I think Diamond Mine have potential. They're young. They can grow, but they need guidance. And I don't think they're going to get that being pushed to the main roster like they were so quickly. Now, I say quickly.
Let's stay on track with the tag team because after New Day, you got one more team.
Oh, God.
And this is a team I totally forgot. And apparently the crowd did too.
I think everybody was anticipating other things to this whole night, so everybody forgot what's coming next. Yep.
So Imperium's music hits, and you get Eichner. I know it's Vinci. I still call him Eichner, but you got Eichner and Kaiser. And now, here's what I'm thinking when they're coming down to the ring. This is going to be good because in this match, we should be able to get some story told if Kaiser and Eichner will be at each other's throats. Who will say what to who because of what happened in the vignette earlier and last week with Kaiser kind of shitting on Eichner for the past week's losses, turmoil, anything that was said. This should be interesting because Walter also chastised Kaiser.
Right.
So I wanted to see what would happen with this. So basically, to me, the only interesting thing besides actually watching with these two, a better tag team wrestling match, much better, not just move-wise, story-wise, the pace.
And chemistry-wise, these guys can pair it all together.
Yeah, were done was better than with New Day.
Oh, for sure.
It took about maybe 10 more solid minutes until what happens. Kaiser has words with Eichner.
Yep.
You seen the match, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me your thoughts on that, because honestly, after that happens, it's like maybe 5 or so minutes later where there's a botch. And I think the botch had to do with something off the top rope. And there was some kind of botch somewhere off the ropes in the corner. Yeah,
there
Brutus
was like
to
a
jump
miscommunication
onto the top rope to get Kaiser. I guess one of them kind of fell. I think Brutus had to get his bearings, and then Kaiser, I guess, had to leap over him or something like that. And then get to the mat to set up a move with Julius. And then Eichner kind of did something and was going to reverse it. Because it wasn't too far, much past that, then the match was over. So from that point there where they had words, what did you think?
I really like Ludwig Kaiser as a wrestler, and I'm thinking that they're slowly gonna turn Eichner heel or Giovanni Vinci or whatever. I think they're gonna turn him not heel but a face in the whole storyline in the end. I'm not really sure though why there's dissension, because they're teasing the same thing with the Judgment Day. And I don't like that. They're kind of doing the same story together. It's different circumstances, but at the same time, it's the same thing. There's dissension. So why do these teams have to break up so soon? Like, why can't they all just we were just alluding to before? I was saying like, oh, the New Day stay together forever. They're fine. They're not doing any wrong. They said they wanted to stay together forever. They're going to be together. That's cool. Because like, why does there always have to be a tag team get together and then somebody has to be the Shawn, somebody has to be the Marty, somebody has to take it, somebody else has to give it. Like, as far as the miscommunication in the match, I really kind of missed that, I guess, to be honest, because I was over it. Like you said, I totally forgot they're in the match. I was excited, but I knew somehow, some way that the Creeds were going to pull it off because they made it this far. And I was hoping that Imperium would pull it out because they deserve a tag team run. They deserve to have a tag team run with Gunther. And I think they misstepped in that whole storyline and even planting the dissension line to begin with. So if there is dissension, I would prefer for Ludwig Kaiser to be the one to break away, but I see it being the other guy.
Well, with that said, commercial break. They come back with who? The guy who loves to wear a suit to the ring.
Cody. And he comes for a cry. He comes down and have a cry for a moment. That's okay. We'll give him his props. He deserves his rub. announces his Royal Rumble entry. You know, surprise.
Well, yeah.
Lights off. Here comes Shin. No more talking shit about some mystery person. It was Cody all along, apparently. He's going to bring the Chaos Mist to his face, though. At least we got that. And that brings in... Yeah, that brings in a feud that I'm really not interested in. If you really have anything more to say about it...
anybody else. And neither is
if you have
anybody
anything
else.
More to say about it, that's cool. We can totally move on to the next segment because this is my segment. This was going to be my segment coming up.
I'm not done. I'm not done. No way. No.
All right, go ahead, man. If you want to have your piece, go ahead.
What was that?
Go ahead, have your piece, my sir.
No. Okay. It could have only been 2 or 3 people. And for a while, Nakamura has been right on Plainview TV site, cutting people off and attacking them. When the fucking lights went out, why the fuck was Cody standing right there?
Right. Like he's never been in AEW when the lights went out.
Exactly.
We know what happens here.
Right. 900 fucking times. This was kind of fucking dumb. And what makes it more dumb is why is it Cody? Why?
Yeah, it's not. It wasn't. I don't think it was at that time.
Oh,
I think they changed story. I think this is one of those Vince McMahon moments reliving itself in Triple H's pen.
It should have been Seth.
It could have been
because
anyone.
It looked like they had unfinished business, even though I guess that last man standing was the culmination or whatever the hell it was. Their last match was probably the culmination, but he should have went right back after Seth for that world title. But I can understand that if they're making Seth go after other people.
Or other people go after Seth.
Now go ahead, get to your segment.
All right. Well, this is Bronson Reed versus Ivar. I was not expecting this. This surprised me. This popped my son. I thought this was going to be fucking... I was so stoked when they announced this, and then when they locked up and started slapping me, I'm like, dude, this is the best thing I've ever seen in a long time since.
Fucking thing about now, as far as the match in the ring, the only good fucking thing about that match was how the clothesline sound from Bronson Reed. As big as Ivar fucking is, his clothesline looked like shit.
Right.
And he's bigger than Bronson. Bronson's connecting, making a smash noise, hitting him. And all Ivar does is, bah.
Right. Yeah.
That was the only thing I enjoyed. Everything on the outside was much better than the whole match.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, but this reminded me of like Bam Bam Bigelow, Big Boss Man going at it, Bam Bam and King Kong Bundy, or Boss Man and Bundy, Boss Man and fucking Yokozuna. I love those type. I love these type of people in professional wrestling, sir, because this is larger than life superstars. This is what I saw when I was a child, and this made me. When you're a kid walking,
but they're both under 6'2".
Yeah, when you see these people walking down the ring, you're just mesmerized. You can't help but to be like put back in your seat. When my wife first went to a match and we saw the Wyatt family come out, she was immediately like taken aback. She was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe how big they fucking are." You know what I mean? Right here. I got Andre the Giant's blanket. I got his hand. Look at my tiny hand. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, that's the first guy I ever seen live. And he made me piss in my pants. You know what I mean? And I swear, this was the match of the night, if I must say, for me. I'm going to say that right now. I want to see more of this. They had a bunch of shenanigans outside of the ring. It got broken up. The match never ended. But this was the match of the night for me because this made me feel exactly how I felt when I was like 10, 11, 12, maybe even younger, 8, 9, 10, you know, around that time frame, back when I was first getting into wrestling. And it was like, oh, who are these people? Where do they come from? It was a circus sideshow. And I love that about professional wrestling. That's why we're here, sir.
Well, if you liked it that much, you should remember
I did.
a few certain spots that happened right before the last 3 minutes of that segment ending.
Yes.
And what were they?
Oh, man. Well, we'll get to a few, but like.
You got to take notes, Chris.
Oh, my
On
God.
the good things, you got to take notes.
No, I got it. And the low blow from Bronson tossed Ivar into the barricade. It was a count on at that point.
Yes, that's one thing. Yes.
It was a count on at that point, but my favorite part, are you going to mention it? I'm going to see if you mention it. I got a favorite part.
If I mention it, you mention it. Don't get me to give you the answer.
All right. Well, it was when he picked up, when Bronson picked up the security guard and long darted him right into fucking Ivar. That was the fucking best. That was fucking hilarious.
That was one of them, and then there's another, I think.
I would have missed the other one, but that was the one that totally stood out for me because I've always fantasized about being used as a weapon against somebody. And that was, I love it when somebody big takes somebody small, puts them right into somebody else.
It was the last guardrail spot they did.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, is that when they did the, yeah, it was just a toss into the barricade because when he picked him up at first, he dropped him, and then he threw him over the barricade. Bronson picked Ivar up, dropped him, because he kind of lost his footing for a moment, and then, like, he splat it right onto the fucking ground, and you could hear it go.
Right.
And then that's when they lost over to the barricade. And then after that, no, go ahead with your spot, because it was just so chaotic. I was like,
that was it.
I'm so into it.
That was it. It was only really a total of 3. And honestly, it was better than the whole match. The only thing I don't care for is Valhalla. I know she has her place. And she's there, I guess, because she's Eric's husband while he's away.
Sure.
But Ivar is really not that impressive. He was better when they were War Machine. A lot of people
in Ring of Honor. Yeah.
He does not come across intimidating when he talks. Now he sounded a little more intimidating. Before he sounded like Mike Tyson trying to get pissed.
Yeah, when he speaks, it's kind of surprising because you expect him to be all burly and tough, and then he starts like beep, 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 like me at my voice.
At least portray that. At least portray that. Don't sound like yourself. Nobody wants to hear your true self talk.
Maybe that's why they had the Valhalla there, but then they should just let her have at it.
Her, I don't even care for much either.
No.
I mean, Michael Cole used to say a lot, in Valhalla.
Yeah.
Valhalla means you're dead, you're in heaven, or they're heaven. When I hear in Valhalla, her name is Valhalla, I'm thinking of somebody screwing her.
Right. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I could do without her. I mean,
in Valhalla. Stop.
I am interested to see what these guys do next. So we'll see what they do to maybe like reinforce the ring or whatever kind of gimmick they're going to come up with to keep them contained. Because I think that's going to be part of their shtick. Maybe we'll get another broken ring. I don't know. I'm interested, though, because I do think there's a place for both of them in the industry. Whether the winning or losing means no difference to me.
Oh, speaking of big individuals, who comes down next? And she actually waits in the ring for almost 5 minutes between commercials and other vignettes. Then they get to her in the match.
Yeah, and I had snacks.
Bingo. And she's taking on who?
Zoe Stark. I was hoping I was really hoping this would be a quick squash. I am disappointed that it wasn't.
This
was another bathroom break for me, to be honest with you. That's why it took me a minute to get back on my bearings on it. But yeah.
This is truly what they call a popcorn match. This is truly what they call a popcorn match. And everybody used to get up and go get popcorn. It would be before or after the intermission. Give time people to get their snacks, go to the bathroom, come back. Well, I think I've seen a lot of people get refreshments or go to the bathroom. Because this match, why
this
even?
Is god awful.
Not that, listen, it's not that they were really horrible. It's the fact that there was, one, no reason for this match. Two, no method or anything behind it, really. All there is a couple of cross connections, maybe. And then you got to wonder, what are they going to do with Zoe? Never mind Nia, but Zoe after this. She lost to Ripley. You're going to have her as a tag along to Shayna Baszler while she takes on another person, and you have Nia Jax just left there doing fucking nothing.
Well, then Zoe gets squashed, and then what? It's like, and worse yet, we got a commercial break in between this match, and that's what made this night so hard to watch. It was like every single fucking match, there was a goddamn commercial break, and then I'm gonna use Brandon from the Impact Attack term. We got a catch-up packet every single fucking break. You know what I mean? It's like, I get it, there was a pay-per-view, cool, but it was like the same people were in the catch-up packets, and it was like,
well, the catch-up packets came later on after the match, not during the match.
No,
but like, the match was still going. They had to come back for the commercial. The bad thing is, it went on for an extra 5 minutes.
Right.
Nia Jax had to do her signature 2 moves, plus the bonsai drop.
Can you imagine being there live, having to wait through that shit? Fuck that. I'd have been upset.
Well, you know what it is. Even though they may show it on the Titantron or whatever else, there's still a match going in the ring. So people are watching that regardless. The problem is, it went on probably 5 minutes too long.
Absolutely, 100%. Nia should have squashed her to begin with. Done, said, over. If she was going to win anywhere, anytime Nia's going to win.
I don't agree with a squash, because Zoe is an actual athlete. She actually looks like she can give someone a run for their money. Run for the money, not win and beat them.
Right.
But run for the money.
But if Nia's going to win, she should win undeniably. At least at this point, if that's what they're trying to book her to be.
Yes, but not a complete squash. Give it at least 5 minutes, a little bit of toe-to-toe. What I didn't like, I guess they did that stupid fucking elbow spot.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of elbow spot, that's what I forgot to mention. With the 2 big guys, Bronson and Ivar.
Oh, yeah.
They did a forearm spot. And then they did those stupid fucking, what I call wacky jappy fucking palm smacks in the fucking corner. Because that other guy fucking does them in New Japan. You know how fucking stupid that is for a guy in a fake fucking fighting match to stand in front of a guy in a turnbuckle and constantly repeat. And the guy stands there in the fucking corner doing this. It looks fucking stupid. Stop doing this shit. It looks stupid.
Right?
Especially when bigger men do it. Because a bigger guy is supposed to really do what? Grab the guy by the fucking neck, hurl him in, and beat the fuck out of him.
Right. They're not just supposed to absorb it all.
Chops are not going to hurt and kill you. I've got chopped many fucking times. You know what they're going to do? Sting and hurt the fuck out of you. Then you're going to get pissed and you're going to want to rip the guy's fucking skin off.
You get pissed off. That's what they should be doing, is like hulking up at least. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Take on that. Absolutely.
Now, to quote Ben, that was my wacky, I'll give that term, wacky jappy fucking wrong style move of the week.
So we get ketchup packets and wacky jappies.
Wacky Jappy. I don't know if I could say on here what I the term that I did, that I christened the 3 Japanese women. The kabuki hunts, I guess you could call them. Yeah, exactly.
We might be on channelair2.com. I don't know.
We'll see how much of an attitude it is if that gets censored or not.
Yeah, right.
But, well, this is for the PWC, so I guess we should be fine. All right, so that match, thank God it's over with Zoe and Nia Jax. Yes, I won't say Stacks because I'm a big person myself, so I'll just call it Nia Jax.
Yeah, I actually do like Nia Jax. I really do. I think she's one of my right now favorite ones on Raw per se, and I hope she gets another title win somewhere down the line. I think she's.
Oh, I do too.
I don't like why everybody hates. Oh, she's injured. She hurts people. Blah blah blah. This is combat.
Because of the internet, bro. Because of the internet. The internet and everybody and their fucking mother is quick to say shit as soon as they see a so-called botch. And
is it a botch? I don't know. Is she trying to hurt him? Maybe. I hope so. If they keep putting her in the ring, obviously they got confidence in her. I don't know. I'm not the one booking it. Yeah, I'm not the one booking it, man. Shit.
The only thing I know is... Go ahead.
She knows what she's doing, man.
Right.
She's The Rock's cousin. I'm pretty sure she's got a keen sense of this business. You know, she's supposed to make you want to hate her.
That they cut her off too quick against Rhea Ripley. She came back. There was 2 weeks of shit. She had a match with Rhea.
Yeah.
Then it's over.
Right.
And now she's fighting Zoe Stark. Oh, that's how the cookies crumbles, and that's why they call it Nia Snacks. But anyway, I know I said I wasn't going to say it, but
we got you to break character.
Pretty much. I guess now we come to where we find out what's going to go on with Imperium, as I guess Imperium is there as a trio. But at first, I didn't notice Walter there. He kind of was off to the side. But you get to see Eichner and Kaiser face to face, I guess, telling each other how they feel. And I guess it was kind of a blame game. It really didn't get heated up yet. So I guess we have Walter. I guess he says to Kaiser, he's got to like shape up, shit like that. Eichner had a shit-eating grin on his face too, I noticed.
I did too. He was smiling the whole time.
As he should be. But I remember, because what was it, Kaiser?
Yeah.
I guess was telling Eichner what to do in the tag match, and they lost as a result. So I guess Walter kind of dismisses them from the back, and then the Miz comes up.
Oh my God, yeah.
Long story short, Miz gives Walter props, and he basically wants another title match. Walter, after many words said, what did he say? I think he said no.
No, he said, you don't deserve it. He kind of gave him his respect
along those lines because it left.
Yeah, he kind of gave him his respect, but like you gotta get back. Like you don't deserve it, somebody else does, and like that was pretty much about it. And then Miz gave his like stare, like,
and he almost had like a boo-boo face because he had to wonder, gee, what am I gonna do now?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't care to see these two tear it up again. I think the Miz could have moved on. If he was going to turn babyface, he could have moved on from that and gotten to another storyline. They could have had him even do something with R-Truth. At this point, they have history.
Too early with them. I want to see if WWE does it. That's up to them. But I want to see another match between Miz and Walter. Even if Miz does not turn face. He doesn't have to turn face to fight Walter. He's got to be the Miz.
No, he's face though. You didn't catch that? You didn't catch that at Survivor Series?
What?
He came on his face. They introduced him as face.
He came on, right.
They were putting him up as face.
He wasn't introduced as a face.
Kind
of. You don't
introduce
somebody as a face.
Yeah, no. I mean, like the way that the announcer was playing up on his name even was a little more like bravado.
Right, the announcers did that because they really don't do bad guy versus bad guy. So in this particular match, Miz played the face, but he doesn't necessarily have to be, I guess, the face to take on Walter. But since you mentioned truth, what they could do is rekindle their old tag team and go against who?
Imperium.
Bingo. That, I'm sure not just myself, but maybe a lot of the WWE fans may want to see.
I would love it. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at all.
Both of them as a team.
Yep. I would love it. I would like that a lot, actually. I would like that a lot. Like I said, R-Truth is the MVP of the night for me. I must, if I give the match of the night between Bronson Reed and Ivar so far we haven't got through the night, I would give it to R-Truth for the MVP. He stole that at Survivor Series too. He was my pop of the night.
To me, that was the best comeback out of anybody in the Survivor Series in WWE. Totally this year. Totally.
I agree. I absolutely 100% all in.
Speaking of comebacks that weren't so great, well, they returned, I guess, from another commercial.
Another one? Are you kidding me?
Another commercial. Well, they got to usually take commercials at the top of every hour.
Oh, God.
The ones you see usually every quarter hour.
Yep.
The sponsors tell them when to kind of have it there in those 15-minute time slots.
Raw becomes a pattern. And
they have no choice but to show it. And lots of times, 9 out of 10, it happens when there's action going and people are actually getting invested, and then they come out with a fucking commercial. So sometimes, I guess the commentators or producers, they'll call it and say, all right, let's do one now. Or sometimes the sponsors have been known to tell them, hey, this is when we want our product shown. If that's the case, they got no chance.
Right.
That's why it looks like there's so many. But don't forget, Punk was on there tonight. They dedicated the last 5 to 10 minutes to him. They rushed everything after the hour and a half time mark. So they had to get the commercials in.
Yeah, they also give us an hour of commercial-free programming. And that's what everybody was anticipating Punk with. And I think that threw everybody off. That's how they sunk us in.
Right.
That's how they got us. They got us all. Good play, WWE. Good play.
Yes, very good, very smart. Hopefully they'll get over a 1.6.
Yep.
I hope so too. I want to hear 1.8, 1.9, or even greater.
Well, even that 1.8, that 0.8, that 8 is all that AEW ever gets. There's a whole other million people. There's a whole other million people watching the other product. Just saying.
Sometimes more than that.
Yeah, just saying.
So for maybe a 1.6.
But that 0.8 is about the
over
that 0.8, 0.9 is all AEW ever gets. At their top. Without Punk.
Even with Punk, they didn't do much more.
No shit.
They did maybe 100,000 more viewers. 100,000 more viewers for maybe a 1.5. That's it. Right. Now, speaking of round, Seth Rollins is in the ring. And what does he start off with? Listening to the crowd saying just to be a bunch of dicks, because the crowd always has to have their fun. They start chanting CM Punk.
Of course they do. What else are they going to do?
Well, because they're marks, and because they saw the Survivor Series and that Seth Rollins was not that happy with the return. I hate to tell you, folks, but he was told to act like that. Shh. Don't tell nobody anything, you know.
Hey, come closer. Closer. It's fake.
You know, it's
anyway.
I mean,
anyway.
Does he have some disdain for Punk? He probably does because of what Punk said about him, Triple H, and all that shit. But guess what? That's in the past. When people are mad, they say shit. Then you get over it in life. But the crowd had to have their fun. But see, then Seth calls Punk a hypocrite.
But see, no, everybody's
Punk
upset.
does not come down to the ring after that said. That should have been the stop all right there. 2 seconds later, boom. Punk comes the fuck out. Don't even play the music. Make it look real. Don't play his fucking music so that the marks can sing along. This ain't a Jericho cruise. Don't play the fucking music. Have Seth come down. I mean, have Punk come down. This is real-time talk. Have him confront Rollins. They didn't even do that.
No. I mean, the storyline, there is no storyline here. And that's where they kind of filled with it all. But at the same time, this was a big WWE going like, you know what I mean? So whatever. Give them the, all right, cool. I mean, obviously, they're always going to be on top. And this is exactly why. And I'm not arguing, you know, and I've never been
too safe.
I've never been the biggest CM Punk fan, but at the same time, if there's real heat, cool. Then maybe Seth Rollins should have punched him out in the backstage and made Triple H fear for his life. And maybe then everybody would be happy. Like, I think people are getting way too far with this shit. Like, this is wrestling. What do you want? Like, do you want them to start cutting each other in the face with fucking switchblades and shit? Like, for real.
No,
like, if they're not cutting themselves in the corner with a razor blade, they're not happy. So maybe the other guy should slice them with one. I don't know. Like, come on. How far do you want it to go?
No, but just for the fact of realism, they should have had Punk come out without his music and confront.
But I think they were trolling us all through the whole thing. I think this is WWE trolling us through the whole thing.
Of course they were. Of course they were. They wanted viewership. You think they're going to Punk? Listen, do you think they're going to put Punk on within the first half hour and blow their wad?
Right. Well, why would they? Why do they have to? They got him. They got him for a multi-year contract. Apparently, we got plenty of time. What's the rush?
Right. So you put him on at the end of the show.
Long-term storytelling.
Not just that. You put him on the end of the show. He was announced for that Raw. You put him on at the end.
They were lucky they got him.
Minutes. Right, but we'll get to that. Whose music hits instead?
Nice. Drew McIntyre.
Yep, Drew McIntyre. McIntyre's music hits. Comes to the ring. Basically, his words with Rollins are, we don't like each other, but you were right. I'm the reason why I lost against you. I want another match with you. Seth basically says, no, not going to happen. I'm taking on Jey Uso. Drew hits him with the Glasgow Kiss headbutt, I think, which looked fucking great, especially from the other camera.
Like, as soon as he hit him and came back, he had that spot of blood on his head. Like, holy shit, he actually connected. Like, immediately it started trickling. And it was like, it kind of welled up there for a moment. I was like, damn, that was sweet.
Yes, it was. That's what you took the words right out of my mouth. That was done very, very well. That spot I enjoyed a lot.
I like that. Whether it was planned or not you can't plan for it to bleed like that, but how it bled, right. I was looking at Seth. I was waiting for Seth to get up to see if it was Seth.
No, I thought he hits Seth's glasses.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Now that looked more realistic. That looked more realistic than Ivar's fucking 5 clotheslines.
Well, here's my take on Drew McIntyre. I don't think that he's going to quit WWE to go to AEW and lay down for Jungle Boy anytime soon. There is no way that he went and conquered the indie circuit to come to WWE, rise to the top, beating Brock Lesnar, just to go back and lay down for Jungle Boy. There's absolutely zero chance of Drew McIntyre going to AEW. He's in there because he's a businessman. He understands the business now. And he's going to do what it takes to make it progress and make himself relevant. No matter if he takes a win, takes a pin, or just looks like he's a Kevin Nash and Mike's Magic Mike movie type of stripper with his skivvies. Because I think he does need a makeover. I think he needs a change. There's something that he could do to bring his aggression to the next level as a heel, if that's the way he's going. But tonight, or last night on Raw, he wasn't really leaning full in on heel. He was like, oh, I'm kind of tweening it, man. I was doing, and nothing he said was wrong. So you can't really argue with what he's saying. But for me to take him seriously, I think that he needs to get more serious as a heel, switch up the gimmick, maybe change the hair, anything to tweak it up. Lose the sword for sure, and stop counting down.
The sword I agree on.
Yeah, if you want to be a heel too, you can't count down before the Claymore. Nobody gives a shit. It's not the same as Roman doing the ooh-ah, because Roman Reigns is the head of the table. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Drew McIntyre, nobody's going to count
head of a table or not, ooh-ah looks more impressive than ding with a fucking sword.
Well, right, or even just counting down, because you're getting the fans behind you by doing that. If you want to be a heel, fuck the fans, do your moves, make them brutal as possible, kick ass, and leave. And that's the way that Drew McIntyre should be booked if he's not going to be champion. Just come in, slay the people, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Take no prisoners. Maybe you go back to being the chosen one type of persona. Come out, all prim and proper.
The worst thing about Drew McIntyre right now is his hair's dye.
Yeah. Well, and it's obvious, it looks like he's cosplaying to me. Let's go to the Quidditch Festival, sir. All right. Come on, Harry. Where's the way to Hogwarts? You know what I mean? And it's like with the sword and shit.
Speaking of things that died, now comes that woman's tag match that you would drag.
Can we please just skip this? Can you give the results and just skip this? Because this automatically, no matter what show I'm reviewing, as soon as I have to see Natalya before and after a commercial break, it gets a negative for me. So no matter what I give this grade level, it's a minus. Just for her being on the show.
I don't mind Natalya. And I'm not going to get into a lot of things.
I can't even just...
I can't stand Tegan Knox. I cannot stand Tegan Knox more. There's no reason why she should be on the main. If you ask me, she's on the main roster because of pity. She was on NXT too long, even with the injury, so they figured they'd give her a shot on Raw, possibly. I'm not sure, but if you ask me, she's not even ready for that. This whole match proved it. Who needed to be there? And who did not? The saving grace of this match was was Maxine Dupree. God, she looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
The Worm. That was the saving grace to the match with her and Ivy Nile. Now, does Ivy Nile really belong there?
Nope.
Probably not, but they did it because she was with the Creeds. She got
and they had to give her some reps.
She has been there since even before her NXT stint, even before the Creed, she was in Raw Underground. She looked more impressive in Raw Underground than she did in NXT.
Right. Yeah.
She portrayed a tough MMA chick. Over there, she looked like, in NXT, she looked like the love child of Ludwig fucking Borga and Luna Vachon. Which I guess she still does now. She looks a little hotter. But yeah, she looks a little hotter now, but there's really nothing, no gimmick, nothing to her. She's just a blonde chick who's athletic with braids.
Yeah,
and
she works all cool.
Maxine Dupree.
Yep.
There's nothing for them. There's nothing between them.
No.
Why? It's like, why are a lot of these people even on Raw for not having the room in NXT? If
they don't have the reps, I saw that.
Are they going to make WWE money?
And like when the Creeds were going against DIY, that proved to be that the Creeds don't have the reps. DIY has been in NXT for the longest time. People thought that Tommaso Ciampa and Gargano would never leave NXT, and they were happy with it. You know what I mean? And then once they got called up to the main roster, they're like, oh. But they proved that they were way more stably sound than Creeds will ever be. And Ivy Nile is even further behind than either of the Creed brothers. So she has no business being in a match. And I had no interest.
Nile has been there longer than the Creeds.
Well, right.
DIY has been there longer than the Creeds.
Well, absolutely. Oh, yeah, they've been there for the longest, at least for a long time.
That's why the Creeds, they're there so short of a time. That's why they look like they don't belong.
Right,
I'm talking NXT. We weren't in there long. 8 months to a year is not long. That's getting your dick wet.
But as far as this match goes, I'm glad that the champions retained. I like Piper Niven. I like Chelsea Green as character.
I do too.
I met Chelsea Green. She's a sweet, sweet girl. And I wish her nothing but the best in her career. Piper Niven, I'm glad she's got a championship title in this company for once. You know, she really, really deserved it. I saw her a couple times on the indies. I really like her work. I think she needs the Chelsea Green to speak for her, I think, and it works well. I like the tandem. I think it works.
Yes. But in my view, just because she wrestled good on the indies doesn't mean she needs to get a WWE title. You know what that shows me? It shows me that all the other girls, as far as the talent, are not that good or aren't good enough yet that they had to give the title belts just to do a story or anything.
Literally, they gave it to her. Yup.
Well, they gave it to him. Who else are they going to give it to? It's not that those two were great wrestlers on an indie show.
No.
See what I'm saying?
Right. Yup. Oh, I do. I hear you. It's just my local love for them gals.
Huh?
It's just my local love for them gals. Seeing them come to my local shows.
You can have local love. There's nothing wrong with local love, but then you have to ask yourself, why does WWE have them? And what do they intend to do? They got so many people on their roster. I'm just salivating to hear after the Christmas cuts of the new year. I'm salivating because you know it's going to happen.
Yup.
And that's when everybody's going to bitch and moan. Oh, they shouldn't have got rid of this one. Oh, they shouldn't. Yes, they should have. Was that person making the WWE any fucking money?
Right. Well, and there comes a point, you get somebody writing the script for you, but it's up to you to take that and do something with it or not. You know what I mean? Shine.
Right.
It's your moment. You're on TV. Use it or lose it. You know what I mean? And those that use it end up being back on TV. All right, please let's move on from this match. The champion
that match is over.
All right, yeah.
So what you got?
Oh, all right. Well, we got some more catch-up packets. And then we get a backstage with Jay and Orton. Jay Uso and Randy Orton bury the hatchet, apparently. But, there's that dissension of Randy Orton. Can you really believe him? Jay, can you really believe him? There's always been that can you trust either one of these guys have that same, they would actually make a goddamn good tag team now that I'm thinking about it, because they both have that same, like, nobody can trust them, nobody believes them, but they want to have faith in them. But he's the Viper, and he's always going to turn, and Jay's the Bloodline, and he's always got that, you know what I mean, that rabid dog mentality. If they came together as a team, you know what I mean, that could actually end up being some really good chemistry, not only as second generation, third generation superstars coming together. It's that legacy with it. It's that they were both, RKO, the Usos, they were tag teams, they were tag team champions, each in their own right. But I don't know.
I would not want to see that match. Why? Because it throws everything out the fucking window. What happened with the Bloodline and Orton? Uso needs to get his ass kicked by Orton now that he's on Raw. Uso went and supposedly apologized to everybody. Well, Orton wasn't there. Story-wise, Jay needs to get his ass kicked. Never mind a tag team. Orton did say, I'm going after every member of the Bloodline.
True. But did Jay just not lose clean to Drew at Survivor Series? Like, that was kind of a surprise in a sense. So Drew got his one up on Jay. Is that what it's going to be? Like, everybody's going to kick Jay's ass until he learns his lesson and falls in line?
Yes, and they should, because the only ones that have an issue are Drew and Randy as of right now.
You called it right there, man. All right. I want to watch this play out. I'm interested. No, you got me interested in it. I really wasn't when they had their face-to-face. I'm like, oh, that's cool. They're going to go on their own separate ways. But you just made it out that way, and it was like, yeah, maybe he does.
Now you got to remember, Seth, he wants to take on Jey Uso, but he's also doing it out to spite Drew.
Right. And now we got Randy in the mix, so everybody's going to be kicking Jay's ass.
And let him, because of what he did with the fucking Bloodline and not give him a shit. He should have never came back to fucking Raw as main event Jay. He's main event to my fucking taint. He should not. Do you really see him main eventing a Raw or a SmackDown solo? Maybe once or twice he did, but the majority is all tag team and other bullshit.
I still don't really see why they broke him up from his brother, because his brother's just falling to the wayside. It's like, if you're going to call him the main event Jay, what does that mean for the other guy? Like, you guys
I have a feeling that was Roman's call, because with Roman and Heyman one day in a press conference, they basically said, in not so many words, things are getting shaken up. They're shaking up the Bloodline right now. And in time to come, you'll see where the story culminates. Of course, they're not going to tell you, but Jay going to Raw obviously was part of it. There's still the Bloodline. There's still members, almost technically. It's just that 2/3 or a little more of that team are on SmackDown. And unfortunately, Raw has to have Jay.
Look, damn it.
You're supposed to be like Bill Clinton and not inhale.
Somewhere along the line, did we miss a catch-up packet or a backstage segment with Sammy and Drew McIntyre?
No.
I could have sworn they came face to face.
No. It's just Dominic Mysterio going to the ring and getting ready for his match with Orton.
Okay. I could have sworn Sammy and Drew face to face.
And then they go to a commercial for about 3 minutes. Yeah. So see, you were almost right. And then they come back. And I guess Mysterio standing in the ring like a fucking idiot. The one that my girlfriend called the tall black-haired lesbian. I fell asleep right as soon as they went to the commercial with Mysterio in the ring. I fell asleep. So I got woken up maybe 45 minutes afterwards, and I had to watch. what I missed. So I guess there was a catch-up packet because they had to catch you up as to why Mysterio's in the ring against Orton. That's because Orton challenged him.
Right.
There's no rhyme or reason for this. They did it just to did it. End result is what? Mysterio loses.
I think that it does good for Mysterio, though. And I think that Orton wanted this match more than Mysterio, even though Mysterio was probably so hyped to get any match that he could get. Not only because it was, again, the second generation wrestlers going against each other. It was.
Do you actually think Randy Orton went to the back to create it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, kind of. I think he kind of is at the point to be able to call his own shots in a sense. Why not? What else is he going to do? So who are you going to fight in Judgment Day?
That's creative telling him. That is creative telling him, here's what you're doing.
I don't know.
I don't see Randy Orton asking to fight Rey Mysterio.
I don't know.
They
kept playing up that it was the first. They kept saying it through the whole match. You fell asleep. They said it through the whole match. This is their first time going against each other. This is second generation against second generation.
Well, they have to tell you that. They have to tell you that because they have to tell you a reason why these two are fighting one another. Otherwise, people are going to say, why is the tall, thin lesbian fighting Randy Orton? There is nothing between the two. There is nothing between the two other than space and air. So commentary has to do their job of telling you the history between these two.
I'm trying to
listen, you're probably 90% right. Okay, let's say you're 90% right. The other 10%, commentary has to do their job and explain to people who are just coming back and seeing Randy Orton and wondering, why the fuck is he fighting the tall-haired lesbian?
Dude, speaking to such, I will say that Michael Cole with the line of the night, aside from the end line of the night, was Dominic Mysterio may want to get in the gym with Randy Orton after this. I was like, holy fuck, that was phenomenal. Right. I couldn't believe he fucking said that. He was totally cut on his physique. Like, in contrast, like you were saying, like, I don't know. I totally think that, if you were to say, who do you want on the Judgment Day, Randy would be like Dominic. At least let's start there. I wouldn't want, it's like Finn Balor, who the fuck cares about that guy at this point? Like, he's just a afterthought. And Damian Priest, obviously, they're building to that. And JD, I guess, is selling the move from the RKO. That would have been my obvious choice. I'm surprised that he wasn't the pick, even though he took the RKO early in the night. And that's why Dominic was the one to get it in the end. But what they were doing with Dominic's booking in the past, say, couple months, with him bouncing between NXT and Raw, is this kid is getting the fucking reps. Everybody's working with him from the top to the bottom, whether it's NXT champ. Even Rollins worked with him. He gave him a shot at the title. You know what I mean? This kid's getting those reps in. That's why I was saying that what I said with Randy. I'm like, Randy's at the position in his career where I think he's, like the Brock Lesnar. Yeah or no? Brock Lesnar got to choose to work with Brock Lesnar got to choose to work with R-Truth. He said, I want to work with this guy. And they said, we're not going to argue with you. And they made it happen. That was one of the best pits I've ever seen in the last 5 years, at least on TV, for comedy segments worth. You know what I mean? That's why R-Truth has still got my MVP for the night. He's got my MVP for the weekend. He'll probably get it next week too. I hope to see him every single show that he's on as long as he's healthy.
Well, the great thing is that match ended in maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was good. That was it was a match.
Plus seeing McDummy getting his head kicked in again.
Right. I mean, that's why he could have been in the match first. And that's why I think Dominic was the pick. He's like, fuck this JD guy. Because JD would have been the obvious go-to for the first match back. And, you went through the Judgment Day from the bottom up. You get what I'm saying? It would have been
If that was the angle, yes, I see that 100%.
Either way, it's either here or there, you know. But yes, Randy absolutely got the room win as he should have, in quick fashion as he should have. It was a match. I don't think there was any highlights to put out. RKO obviously ended it.
What I wish would have happened was after the commercial, you still see Orton standing there. Why? Because Punk had to come out. And I wrote down something specific.
All right.
The time is 10:49, and they go to a commercial. They waited all that time. Punk came out at 11:01, I think. So at 10:49, that match ended with the RKO. And at 10:49, you see the CM Punk emblem on a door. I guess it's his own locker. His music doesn't hit until 10:54. Why? At least 2 minutes or so of commercials. And then more catch-up packets for the show or anything else. So then as far as music hits at 10:54 now, there's only 6, maybe 7 minutes left because they always go at the end stretch of 11:01 if they don't go over to 11:05.
Yeah,
so the past hour, everything has been rushed. They rushed everything the past hour just for 7 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
And in those 7 fucking minutes, from 10:54 until 11:01, he basically only said, the 2 words were, "I've changed." He said a bunch of other shit before that.
Yeah, he said the same promo he did as an AEW debut. It was the same promo. Look at me, I'm here, I'm happy.
Almost, yes. Yeah.
Thank
Very
you.
similar. He didn't go into too many specifics as he did, though, in AEW.
No,
he wasn't
not at all.
badmouth another promotion on WWE TV like he did with AEW. So he mentions that I guess people have their differences in life. He's changed. And he said, the American dream told me once that if you speak from the heart, that is the truth. And that he's home. Okay. Well, I'll elaborate on that in a minute. And it's been 10 years since it's that in which the people forgot about him and which he wanted to forget about himself. And says that a wise man told him that in order to, I guess, enjoy life and find who he is, he would have to leave and then come back. And that wise man was right. Well, could be only 2 people out of the so-called wise men.
Oh, there's only one.
3. No, really 3. It's Heyman, Triple H, or Vince McMahon.
It's Heyman.
And,
I think that was Holy Heyman.
It could be. We would never know because he hasn't said who it is.
Unless that plays into a storyline, sir. Oh,
it could. What's not to say that while blocks away, Heyman doesn't have Punk on the side. But the problem is, I don't think they're going to put him with Heyman because of the bloodline.
Yeah, I know, but Heyman's acting all fishy, and you always see that, and he's always stirring something up between the bloodline members.
Well, that's because he's kind of but that's because he's the shyster Jew, Chris.
No shit, but
that's what they do.
Transition that into that. If that was the plan, I mean,
yes, they could do that. Yes.
WWE's been fucking trolling everybody. They've been looking at all these puns and quips and quarrels that the internet has been rumbling with, and they've been rolling with it, just sitting there like, Mr. Burns, excellent. You know what I mean? They're just waiting in the background to be like, all right, I see you. I see your jack and I call you a spade. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, good. It gets people interested. I'll leave it at
It does. And that's exactly what you're saying with the call of the night. I maybe was gonna try to rebook the show, but I think you called it. I don't think it could have went any other way. It's WWE, and I don't expect things from WWE, and I don't expect things from wrestling, and that's why I want to still be a fan, because I love it when I'm surprised and proven otherwise. I like being wrong. I don't want to sit there and predict everything that's going to happen on a card and win a bunch of money because I guessed X, Y, and Z. I want to be wrong, unless it's football, I guess. You know what I mean? And then if I got money on the line, I'm trying to win, I guess. But I'm not playing it. You know what I mean?
Then I guess you don't do the pick'em challenge.
No, not at all. What's the point? It's like I want to be surprised. I want to suspend my disbelief, and that's why I want to keep tuning in. Otherwise, what am I trying to watch this for? I don't know why anybody else is either. Because aren't we all fans?
All right. So now back to Punk. Says being back there feels like a family reunion. And that could be true. Whether people like them, I like them, I hate them, they are going to welcome them back and say, hey, we missed you. Says that almost all respect him. Well, since he came back, I guess we know who that means. There's only a few that actually do want him there, possibly, and respecting him. Of course, there's the people who don't, but aren't going to care. Why? Because they're all going to make money with him being back, like it was with Hogan. People made money on the card under him. They still do that, right? They still do that to this day.
John Cena, whenever he makes an appearance, whenever The Rock is there,
everything still stand the same way.
100%. 100%.
Then he leaves with, says that those who claim are the best in the world, whether it be in the back or in the ring or on commentary, that's not true. The best in the ring is back right now. And that was it. It ended at 11:01. And then he looks at the camera and he says the most important thing of the promo, the most important thing in the whole promo. Do you know what he said?
Money, 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 money.
I'm here to make money, not friends. Wahoo McDaniel is famous for saying that, and he said that to Scott Hall. And that is true. Make your money. Make your friends after you make your money. Because if you don't have money, take care of yourself, or you can't take care of your friends either. If you don't have the money, you can't live. You're there to make money, and that's it. That's why you're putting your body on the fucking line. Maybe 340 days a year. Actually, no, it's a lot less. Maybe 240 days a year now. But it's 11:01, and they go off the air. Now we could take the time to talk about that as the last.
And that's why he did not drop a pipe bomb. He wants to make that thing. Like, that's smart. Like, what more does he have to say? What did they, you know what I mean? And you did miss one bit. He did let us all know that AJ Lee sends us all her best wishes.
Who?
So I'm really AJ, his wife.
And I didn't care about mentioning that.
See, that plants a seed for her coming back, and there's a real good chance that she could be the one to take on Ripley. And
well, that's why I mentioned that earlier, that he can actually come in because Heels is over.
Right, and I think that plants a seed for her to be in the Royal Rumble, because that's the next one on the deck. Cody planted the seeds for that. So by entering the Royal Rumble, we're beginning the road to WrestleMania at the Royal Rumble, right?
There is a possibility she will be in the Rumble.
Yep, I think so. If I had a bet, I'm saying 8. I'll put 8% on it. Out of 10. 8 out of 10.
You're willing to bet money on it?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. He wouldn't have brought her name up otherwise. He wouldn't have name dropped her. Like, no, but who?
Actually, no, it's a lot less. Maybe.
What I mean? And you did miss one bit. He did let us all know that AJ Lee sends us all her best wishes.
Who?
So I'm really AJ, his wife.
And I didn't care about mentioning that.
See, that plants a seed for her coming back, and there's a real good chance that she could be the one to take on Ripley. And
well, that's why I mentioned that earlier, that she can actually come in because Heels is over.
Right, and I think that plants a seed for her to be in the Royal Rumble, because that's the next one on the deck. Cody planted the seeds for that. So by entering the Royal Rumble, we're beginning the road to WrestleMania at the Royal Rumble, right?
There is a possibility she will be in the Rumble.
Yep, I think so. If I had a bet, I'm saying 8. I'll put 8% on it. Out of 10. 8 out of 10.
You're willing to bet money on it?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. He wouldn't have brought her name up otherwise. He wouldn't have name dropped her. Like, no, but who in the WWE knows that she's even married to him? Right now in the fan base. If you've just been a WWE fan not knowing anything about AEW, and you never even mentioned her in AEW. So yeah, I'll even include AEW. Who in the last 10 years even knows who AJ Lee is? As a WWE fan. No, just a regular casual. Yeah, just a casual fan, though. Nobody. So she's going to be there. Guaranteed.
Casual fan don't watch it, really. Only fans watch.
That's who WWE pretends to keep marketing to. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep doing this. They wouldn't keep doing this to us if they knew. You know what I mean? Right. If it mattered, they wouldn't keep doing. They got casual fans all around the planet. There are people that I tune in all the. I record Raw every single week religiously because it's always been the show that has been consistently on ever since I was a lad. Before SmackDown, it was always Raw, so I will always try to pay attention, but I usually fast forward to it, and thank God for cable for that. There's a lot of Raw that I usually fast forward to, but if we got to cover it, I will give it my due diligence and suffer my eyes and pay attention the best that I can. I hope that we have done that here tonight.
Just getting to a certain aspect I wanted to mention, because I already mentioned about Rollins. I mentioned Orton. Well, let's see.
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
We said something about a pipe bomb. That it didn't need to be. And talked about that already. I had that in notes. And there was the aspect of his promo that where he mentions he's home. He almost said in not many words AEW is like a home, but that
did he not? Did he not? Like I said, it was pretty much the same promo. And he was all happy-go-lucky and jovial and like, yeah, look at me, hugging the crowd and except that at least he didn't jump into the crowd and break his ankle again, so or whatever it was.
He didn't need to say WWE was his home. Why? Well, that home basically released him on his wedding day, even though he quit. Well, you hit the wrong button.
You're there.
Huh?
I see you.
No, I know, but you disappeared.
No, you disappeared.
Well, we both disappeared. Then.
All right. We're like AEW's ratings. We disappear. At a moment's notice, you never know.
But the mentioning of home, he got released on his wedding day, basically let go. But days before that, he quit. So he's mentioning WWE as his home.
Yep.
That's some fucking home. But yet he's back. Why? Many people have left WWE under whatever terms. It could be months or years later. They come back. They grow among themselves. Their attitude, mindset changes. You could say they're more mature.
Right.
They're willing to make money and do business. That is why he got along with Triple H. And that's why he's there now. Why? Both are more mature. Both had a lot of things happen while others were in different promotions.
Well,
Vince McMahon knew Punk was coming in.
He's not getting any younger.
Is he the final say? No, he has no say in it, but he knew Punk was coming in. Said, okay, probably welcomed him. Everybody thinks he's getting, people think he's probably getting as much, if not more, than WWE. In my view, no, he's not.
No.
If you ask me, he's probably doing it for under $3 million. Why? Because of the ties with UFC and Endeavor. They really like Punk. They like Punk. That's one of the main reasons why he's there too. Let me finish. Endeavor really likes Punk. So does Fox.
Yep.
Now,
I was just going to you nailed it. You nailed it. That's what I was going to touch on.
Now, don't think that there could have been some way to get Punk in, but yet get him under a comfortable salary. It's probably between $2 to $3 million on a combined effort. Maybe not with Fox as far as financially speaking, but as far as the whole thing together, that's why Punk is there. It's not just because Triple H or anybody else wanted him back. Endeavor and TKO wanted him back as well, big time. There's interest there. And they have, I think that they're kind of on a good relationship basis too. So that's one of the other reasons why Punk is back. It's not just because Triple H wanted him back. So with Punk maturing after all this time, that's why he's back.
Yeah, for the whole the network. Yeah, yep, the network and Fox really does like Punk. I think they even liked him more as the analytical role, where he was an analyst on their show, where I think that maybe he's got a part-time, per se, contract where we might not be seeing so much of him as we did in AEW, and that's why he was so egregious to come back, because, like, they're going to give him the time off that he needs, and his vacation packages are guaranteed. And when he's down on WWE, he's going to be on these Fox shows filling in for A, B, or C, like the Pat McAfee type of guy. I don't know. I don't know, but he's back. Apparently, Jimmy T is the Nostradamus on that and saying that in the first place. Like, I was really doubtful.
Listen, we all knew he was coming back. Okay, a lot of people knew he was coming back. I was told to keep my mouth shut, because if I and others were to say something, it would make this person who is not a dirt rider, but a wrestler who heard about it, would have made him look like a fucking dick.
But never say never in wrestling.
Jimmy, that's up to you if you want to cut that out or not. But yeah, I was told not to say anything. Because this certain person was almost kind of mentioned along with others that said Punk is going to appear to be a moron by Sean Ross Sapp. Sean Ross Sapp up until the very last minute, for 3 weeks, up until the very last minute of the pay-per-view, Sean Ross Sapp, he wasn't going to appear, and that most people are morons for thinking of it. Well, he came on 2 minutes before the end and made everybody look like a fucking dick.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't follow dirt sheets, man. I listen to these shows.
I don't either. I don't even listen to Mark podcasts.
Whenever we review anything, I'm coming at you as a fan, dude. I've been a fan ever since I was fucking knee-high to a grasshopper. It's always been in my blood. It will always be here. I love wrestling. I don't care what anybody thinks about it. Everybody that knows me
shit either.
Yeah, everybody knows me accepts that. Yeah, everybody knows me accepts that, and they feed into it. That's where I got half the fucking stupid toys I got. You know what I mean? I got awesome.
I don't have toys. I grew out of that at 17.
I got my kids a bunch of stuff, and they ended up giving it all back to me as I got older.
You can always sell it on eBay.
Nah, I'm just gonna hang on to it until they have kids.
You know what's funny, Chris? You get a lot of people who talk shit about Punk's return, right?
Yeah.
Now, his return, for a CM Punk return, because there's been a handful so far, his return was the best return Punk can have for Punk.
But, we're seeing the exact same thing that everybody said when he came to AEW, and now they're twisting those coins around because all of a sudden it's on the other side. And they're like, that's where the tribalism is coming in. It's not that I'm tribal. I just don't like AEW's product.
That's not where I was going.
If they presented something that I could get into, even with CM Punk, okay, even when he was on this show, it didn't make me like it any more or less. I was indifferent, and I still am because I do not care. I will not waste my time watching garbage that I just can't. It's like I'm not going to sit there and watch Days of Our Lives if I get young and restless, right? I'm into this show. I don't care what Bo and that chick are doing. I don't care about Marlena. I want to watch that. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck. Right. You know what I mean? Everybody's
that's not what I meant, though. Right. I understand what you're saying, but that's not what I meant. I was going to try to say the type of return he had from stepping away was no different than Hogan returning, Warrior returning, or anybody else.
Warrior was the one. The Warriors.
Other people have said that also. Look at all the people that left over the years and coming back.
I think the Warrior is the best example for a contrast with CM Punk and the return and how it could be. And this is the way he gets into the Hall of Fame. This is the way that he goes off and writes his own chapter in his life. And you can
Hall of Fame, I don't know. I don't know. It's still too early right now for a Hall of Fame. He's just coming back. But my point is,
what they did with Edge after he was gone for 9 years, that was an injury. Granted, but how is that any different when these superstars?
How many championships did Edge win?
9.
Bingo. You just ended it right there.
How many did Punk win with his AEW ones?
You're not counting AEW. This is WWE. You think WWF Hall of Fame is gonna... Dude, take your head and bang it in the fucking wall 5 times. Jimmy, leave this
in. That's great.
Right.
Thank you. Right. Thank you. Yeah. No, all right, go on.
But it's no different than almost anybody's return. Hogan's. Triple H hurt himself. He's injured. When he came back in MSG and I was there, your body sounded vibrating like you were right next to a fucking jet engine. That is how loud that ovation was. And that's how loud Survivor Series was. That was a good moment and a good return. So when people want to talk shit like you were saying, semantics, whatever, does it matter? Anybody after a duration of time, if they grow up, can come back to the WWE.
Absolutely. Before we end, could we maybe touch on that with a second? did you notice the difference between, obviously it's Chicago, but the Tennessee crowd? There was a couple times where I think that they actually didn't mute the crowd during Punk's speech. Like when he was name dropping Seth, they were starting to cheer, and I think they turned it down. I noticed that the crowd was starting to pick up on Seth, and they were starting to boo Punk at times.
Yep. They did it last week too, with all the piped-in boos and cheers.
Do you see it being
You're
better?
telling me no. You're telling me no. If you go back to last week, they did jump up the volume on the cheers and the boos.
Right.
They did it this week too, but you're saying no.
No, I'm saying the opposite happened, where they turned down the boos for Punk, and they turned up the cheers for even the cheers for Rollins, because there was a couple times through his speech where I noticed that the crowd was starting to pick up whenever he was talking about Rollins, and like they turned it down all of a sudden, like it turned down, and you could almost hear the audible like boo underneath, and all of a sudden that disappeared, and then it was quiet.
And do you know why? Because he's their face champ. Can't have a crowd booing him.
Well, do you think that they're booking themselves in the corner if they have them feud then and go into it? That Seth's going to be the one that they ultimately gravitate towards? That Seth's going to be right? That Punk left and he's a pussy for leaving and he's coming back.
Not that he was right and they left. Not that they was right and he left. The fact that there were ill will between the two for whatever reason, and that Seth called Punk a hypocrite right there in the building blocks.
Right.
Punk becomes heel. Seth is already their face champ.
Do you want Punk heel? I do. I saw the seeds planted for that.
I could care less.
Right.
I could care less as long as they just do the match.
Right.
Seriously, I don't care.
And then what after that? Where does Punk go after that? Where does Punk go after that?
Well, it depends if he wins the belt or not.
Right. I'm leaning on.
If he wins the belt, he does his own thing. If he doesn't win the belt, there's lots of opportunities.
Well, there's still time. There was always, I don't know for you, but on my aspect of things, like the dream match with Punk and Steve Austin, because you got the beer, and like even though the promos, Steve can like give him a Stone Cold Cutter and pour the beer in his face. It could go on those certain lines, and there was always that. I know that there was some I read with Punk where he always wanted to work with Austin. I've seen an interview with Steve Austin where he wanted to work with Punk, but the timing just wasn't there, and then Punk left. Steve Austin wasn't clear to go. Obviously he saw what he could do with Owens, and that type of aspect. He could be the one that sends Austin off to the sunset, Punk, if he's still in that position. Somebody has to send these guys off. I don't think that Owens did it per se because Austin won. You know what I'm saying? And when The Undertaker went off to the sunset, he passed the torch. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and vice versa. It kind of goes like that. That's why I was saying with like Orton should be the one that sends Lesnar off. Because I think it would be a story well told with their time back in the OVW growing up. Going for full circle on and off. Everybody needs somebody to ride him off to the sunset. I think that Punk and Austin would be money. More than Rollins and Austin, to my extent. I don't give a fuck. Nobody knows about Punk and Rollins beef. There's people that don't read the internet. There's people that aren't on the Twitter that watch wrestling. Grandmas and grandpas and people all around is stuck watching the shit whether they can turn the channel or not. You know what I'm saying? I've been in situations
that WWE don't care for.
Either way, I've been in situations where I can't change.
And on that note, we've already hit our mark. You have any final words, Chris?
I don't on the shows. I just really, really quick want to plug the HMG, PWC. Thank you, Jimmy T, for bringing us together in this world of Podbean. ChannelAttitude.com. Got to get all them plugs in. I don't care if anybody follows me. I'm always trolling the Twitter feeds and the comment feeds on the live streams on all these shows, HMG, PMG.
Where can they find you on Twitter?
If they wanted to, it's CPW9666.
All right, be sure to forget that, everybody.
Absolutely.
Now, for me, I don't want people to follow me. That's why mine isn't on there. But, Chris, thank you very much. You've been very gracious. I appreciate it talking with you. And, folks, listen to the PWC Network, which hopefully you should find this on. As soon as our esteemed head of talent relations, Jimmy, gets this, he should be able to put it up. You can see this most likely on the PWC Network, as well as I'm not going to say most likely, but probably as well on the HMG brand, on channelattitude.com, which is part of Russo's brand. You catch their shows usually. There's about 3 to 4 live per week, most likely on YouTube. For only $5 a month, you can join. For only $5 a month, you can join Hameen Media Group. There's lots of things you could do at $5, but they're probably not going to be that healthy for you or leave you with a dirt mark somewhere you're going to regret that. So for $5, you can get the best education in pro wrestling by listening to Channel Attitude, Hameen Media Group, and PWC all as one. For myself and Chris, we'll see you again soon.
Yep. Have a good one, Mikey.
You too, buddy. Hang in there, Chris. Hang in.
Yep. Join the Hameen Army. Oh.
Looks like hell froze over. And when I mean hell froze over, I mean this is me standing in a WWE ring on Monday Night Raw with a live microphone in my hand. I don't mean the fact that apparently a Blackhawks fan is universally loved inside the Predators barn. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to. You guys understand that. I gotta be me, right? And lately, I've been feeling a little bit more like myself ever since Saturday, which was a career highlight for me. I've been trying to come up with the words and the language to explain to all of you exactly how I feel. And I've come to 2 words, and I'm afraid to say them, honestly. And it's not because they're not true. It's because I'm a little bit scared of how true they actually are. And it's a little bit corny, and it's a little bit cheesy, and it's not going to sound like CM Punk. But I've changed. And once upon a time, an American dream taught me that as long as you speak from the heart, you cannot go wrong because it is the truth. And this is the truth. I'm home. I've come back to this familiar place, and I didn't know how I was going to react, and I didn't know how it was going to go, but it has made me feel like my old self, because this is where I belong. This is home, and I've been gone for 10 years, and over 10 years, you people never forgot me, even when maybe I wanted to forget me. And that's powerful. You are all powerful. A bunch of continents, countless countries, arenas all over the world, the people watching at home, the people in the building never stopped chanting my name. The voiceless found their voice, and I couldn't be more proud of you, and I heard you, and that's why I'm back, because I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys, and I've missed you guys, and I've missed all of this, and I wish I could say I never had to leave. But once upon a time, a wise man told me for me to get everything I need out of this place, I'd have to leave and come back. Hate to say the wise man was right. But that's why I'm back, to get everything I need out of this place. I'm back for you, because you are home. Saturday night was an amazing moment. Monday night is an amazing moment. Try to have the words to explain to you how it feels, but in front of and behind the camera, it's been nothing but love. It's been nothing but hugs. It feels like a family reunion. Everybody back there is happy to see me, and it's all smiles. A few people kissed me on the mouth. It's welcome back, welcome home. We've missed you. We're happy to see you. By the way, how's AJ? And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, AJ is fabulous, and she sends her regards. Everybody has welcomed me back with open arms. Well, almost everybody. Some people are afraid. They're afraid of the truth. They're afraid of what they don't understand, but I understand. Everything I've ever wanted has always been here. The competition here, week in and week out, competes to be the best in the world, but the best in the world has not been here for almost 10 years. I understand being afraid. They're afraid that I just set the bar to an unattainable level. They're afraid that the brass ring is in my back pocket and they can't grab it. They're afraid that the most dangerous and controversial, feared man in this industry just walked through the front door and there's nothing that they can do about it. Some people are afraid that tomorrow morning when they wake up, they're going to have to come to terms with the fact that their best efforts at being the best in the world, in this ring, on this microphone, even at commentary, isn't just false, but it's a lie. Because the best in the world is back, and the best in the world is standing in the middle of the ring, live and in living color in Nashville, Tennessee, on a Monday night, and his name is... Back! I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money.
Personality. I exploit you, still you love me. I told you 1 and 1 make 3. Well, I'm the cult of personality. Like Joseph Stalin and Gandhi. I'm the cult of personality. The cult of personality. The cult of personality. Neon lights, Nobel Prize. When a leader speaks, that leader dies. You won't have to follow me. Only you can set you free.
The PWC Network. What the world is watching and listening to.